and the singing the national anthem by Right Going Choir, and please remain standing until the color guard exits the stage. You have to make. I pledge allegiance
I pledge
to the
allegiance
flag of the
to the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
This afternoon, we are here to honor 281 individuals for their example of the 5 ideals held in high esteem by the National Junior Honor Society. To be eligible for consideration, a student must have a high scholastic average. However, a high GPA is only one of several essential elements to be considered. Scholarship without the highest character would be of little value. Additionally, being a part of NJHS is also based on citizenship, leadership, and service. These are the cornerstones for membership in the NJHS. The purpose of this society is to promote these 5 ideals. As members, we seek nothing for ourselves beyond the strengthening of our resolves. Our aim is to encourage others to aspire to scholarly habits, to develop qualities of citizenship, or to take part in worthy service. To lead in areas which shall advance the welfare of our school and to gain qualities of character. Mr. Fons will now introduce our guest speakers.
We have two guest speakers this afternoon, and they were very anxious to come speak to us. We normally have one, but this year we had two again. So the first one is Ben Nguyen. He's a senior and Chantilly High School National Honor Society president. He was a member of the Rocky Run class of 2014 and served as our vice president for our chapter in 2013 and 14. Ben has been accepted as a biomedical engineering major at UVA for next year, and he's also involved with Science Olympiad for all 4 years of his high school career, and is the current president of the Science Olympiad. He was also found time to run track and field for 5 seasons and is involved with the Math Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and the Key Club. Outside of school, he likes traveling, photography, and learning about geography and linguistics. Asha Moran is a junior and is a Chantilly High School National Honor Society historian. She was a member of the Rocky Run class of 2015. Asha is looking to apply as a computer engineering or computer science major, and her top college choices right now are Johns Hopkins, Cornell, Duke, Carnegie Mellon, and William & Mary. She is involved in the Model UN, in which she is a senator, the Spanish Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, and Math Honor Society. Outside of school, Asha enjoys a classical dance and playing the ukulele and piano and swimming. Then we'll be speaking about leadership, while Asha will speak about character.
Hello. I fell into the world of leadership when my first grade self raised his hand after the teacher asked who would like to be an SCA representative for the class. I enjoyed being involved with my school and I ran to be an SCA representative every following year. However, I did not obtain this position again until 5th grade. I did not let the disappointment of not getting elected prevent me from trying again each year though. I even ran to be the SCA vice president in 5th grade, but was cut in the second to last round. Back in the fall of 2013, I decided to run for the vice president position of Rocky Run's National Junior Honor Society and was against some popular students, including the student who was elected as the SCA vice president in elementary school. In the little theater, I nervously gave my speech, with the microphone constantly quivering in my hand and in front of hundreds of fellow classmates. When they announced that I had won the position of the speakers in the 4th period, I was shocked and ecstatic that I had beat the same guy I had lost to 2 years ago. Through this position, I held service events, set up the NJHS board in the library, and even spoke at the pinning ceremony, which these guys will experience next year. Now, as the president of Chantilly High School's National Honor Society and Science Olympiad, I have been involved. I've had a lot of responsibility and continuously work to make sure everything runs smoothly. While I was shy, I was determined to obtain leadership positions as I wanted to impact my school, and I love organizing and planning and enjoy being involved behind the scenes and helping make an organization the best it can be. While it is a big time commitment, from sending out emails to over 500 students to making spreadsheets to record information, I thoroughly enjoy it and have become close friends with many fellow officers that I had not even known of before. It has been such a rewarding experience and has made so many memories that I won't forget. Being a leader does not mean you have to have an officer position. You could lead your classmates in a group project and organize a service opportunity. One thing that is important to know in high school is that officer positions are no longer a popularity contest. Applicants must go through a process where they submit essays and get interviewed by teachers and officers. This ensures that the most capable and fitting students receive the positions and will be able to lead others effectively. Your effort and hard work with school and the application process will shine through. I encourage anyone who is interested in leading and being involved with an organization to give it a shot and run for a position such as NJHS next year. Even if you think you won't receive the position, you will never know unless you try. While sometimes you will get disappointing results, it is important to stay determined and resilient. As long as you have the drive and are willing to take the initiative, you will achieve success. Thank you.
To become a part of the NJHS, you must excel in the 5 pillars of society: scholarship, service, leadership, character, and citizenship. Out of these 5, character is the most vague pillar, thus being the hardest to achieve and quantify. When Googling character, which many of the students must have done when they were writing their applications, they would have found the definition: mental and moral qualities distinct to an individual. If this wasn't enough, Webster's dictionary would have given you the definition: one of the attributes or features that make up and distinguish an individual. My favorite definition of character was once said by Abraham Lincoln, who believed that character is like a tree and reputation is like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. Those with strong character stand up for their beliefs, are honorable, live by their principles regardless of what the rest of the crowd does, and don't lose heart if they fail to achieve what they desire. As a junior at Chantilly High School, I have struggled with my character in the past. This has ranged from seeing my friends cheating and wondering if I should turn them in, to finding fellow students being bullied for being different and not being sure of what to do. At times, I have wondered if it was worth it to have good character, especially when others did not and were never caught. Despite this, I found my way and have since strived to always show good character, and eventually succeeded in finding my own definition. To me, character is what makes us an honor society. It is what distinguishes great role models and leaders. If you see a new student in the science hallway when they're looking for the orchestra room, would you help them find their way? If you saw your best friend cheating on a test, would you tell the teacher? If you were unprepared for a test, would you actually cheat? The correct answers to these questions may feel obvious sitting in front of me, but the true character is showing that you know what to do when these situations truly arise. Don't mistake this as me saying that you have to be a perfect NJHS member. Rather, it means you should learn from mistakes. As middle schoolers, we take risks and allow our friends to pressure us, sometimes causing problematic situations for everyone involved. Character is the way we choose to react to these problems, and it is also how we learn from such events. As Professor Dumbledore once said, it is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. What we make of ourselves, what we make of our lives, is a matter of choice, our choice and our responsibility. NJHS is more than just an honor roll of students with a good GPA. Ever since 1929, NJHS has meant to reward students who have demonstrated excellence in all 5 pillars. Every one of you sitting behind me today has done this, and I hope will continue doing so throughout your education, career, and beyond. Congratulations to all of you, and I wish each and every one of you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
The torch from the earliest of times had been the emblem of knowledge. Unlit, it has no power to lead and guide. It has no effect until the torch of a match ignites it with a vital and beautiful flame. Just so, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the inspiration that are buried in the great treasures of books and hidden in the minds of men and women are valueless, until by faithful study we unlock these treasures houses and make them give up their store for the use of mankind. Just as man lights a torch to guide him into the dark places, so all men who seek truth must hold firm and be true to the purposes of life by the virtues represented in these symbols. Keeping with the emblem of the lit torch, the American poet James Russell Lowell wrote the following, which was later adopted as the motto of the National Junior Honor Society, that light is a symbol of truth. I will not light the white candle representing knowledge and truth. Next to this white candle are 5 unlit candles. Scholarship is represented by the gold candle, while leadership is represented by the purple candle. The red candle represents service, citizenship is embodied by the blue candle, and the green candle symbolizes character. Beginning with Jessica Yang, we will now relate the significance of the 5 cardinal principles that form the framework of the Honor Society, as represented by these 5 candles.
Scholarship has always been critical to the progress of humankind. It was one of our great philosophers, Aristotle, who said, "Scholarship is the love of learning and the search for truth." The light of the gold candle signifies the gold of wisdom. Just as the glow of this candle widens, the circle of light. Every ounce of information enlarges the horizon of one's world. It's been said that scholarship is the power that eliminates ignorance, superstition, and fear, all things that are still present today. As young scholars yourselves, you may use scholarship to teach us of the past so that we may anticipate our future. Although much more can be said, we should all realize that the values gained from our schooling are well worth the time spent in earning our education. Scholarship is a crucial element for every member of the National Junior Honor Society, or as MLK Jr. so eloquently stated, the foundation of education is to teach one to think intensely and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The National Junior Honor Society sincerely wishes to help foster these ideals and values about scholarship in our students. As dutiful scholars, we hope you realize, in the words of Nelson Mandela, that education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. Rachel King will now review the nature of leadership.
Leadership is represented by the royal color of purple. Leadership, in order to benefit mankind, must proceed from unselfish motives. Former President Ronald Reagan once said, "The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets people to do the greatest things." I will now light the purple candle, which represents leadership. Leadership requires constant denial of self, a genuine affection for others, and the ability to begin and complete a task. Many influential people like George Washington, Oliver Wendell Holmes, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were all great leaders. However, it was the great opera singer, Marian Anderson, who said that leadership should be born out of the understanding of the needs of those who would be affected by it. Leadership in school is demonstrated in many ways. It may mean holding a position in a school club, participating in a band or on a team, or by standing up for a principle you know to be right. Not all leaders hold office, but usually they do the right thing and they lead by their every action. Today, there is an increasing demand for ethical leadership in every field of endeavor. Good leaders are needed in government, industry, education, religion, and business. Each of us is challenged by the responsibility of leadership. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter once said that a leader takes people where they want to go. A great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be. The sixth President of the United States, John Quincy Adams, also stated that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Elaine Chang will now comment on the importance of service.
Perhaps service is the answer. Hippocrates believed that in order for us to live a full life, we cannot live for ourselves alone. I will now light the red candle of service. The light from the red candle represents unselfish courage, which gives service to our country, school, and community. Those who serve others are repaid with satisfaction and a feeling of goodwill that comes from within. It was the activist Mariette Wright Edelman who wrote that service is what life is all about. Service really begins with the way we treat each other. The small courtesies of "excuse me" and "thank you" are related to the concept of service as they build goodwill and friendship. Or as Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. As we build goodwill, our ability to serve expands as we then endeavor to do more for others. It was John Donne who said that no man is an island and that we must be involved in mankind. Begin now to practice these small principles of service, for service is critical. The result of living a life based on service to others was best summed up by the actress Gillian Anderson when she said, "Be of service." Whether you make yourself available to a friend or coworker, or you make time every month to do volunteer work, there is nothing that harvests more of a feeling of empowerment than being of service to someone in need. Hesu Lee will now comment on the importance of citizenship.
Citizenship is vital to the strength of our country. It requires effort and commitment. Teddy Roosevelt said, "The first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his own weight." I will now light the blue candle representing citizenship. The flame from this candle represents citizenship. I like to think it was taken from the colors of our country. Our citizenship implies unity of purpose and unselfishness in striving for the common good. We may remember the strength of Nathan Hale, who said, "I regret that I have but one life to give for my country." It is here that we learn to love our country as well as the wide principles of citizenship. It is here that we learn of those before us who have served their country well. Or as Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of an independent India, once said, citizenship consists in the service of our country. Thus, each of us here must thus accept the challenge of citizenship. And as cultural anthropologist Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Rachel Chu will now discuss character.
In addition to working for the good of mankind, leaders are also men and women who strive to develop and maintain a character that is above reproach. The green candle and its light, combined with the light of the other 5 candles, represent growth. I'll now light the green candle representing character. Each of us here must grow in character. Character is who we really are. It combines our attitudes regarding scholarship, citizenship, service, and leadership by bringing them all into action. It was Abraham Lincoln who said, "Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, but the tree is the real thing." Our actions then reflect who we are by what we do. This is character. The author H. Jackson Brown Jr. summed it up best when he said, "Our character is what we do when we think no one is looking." Each person here must work for the many qualities embodied in character. Honesty, cooperation, courtesy, fair play, and self-sacrifice are but a few. It is a force of character that echoes strength. And as Helen Keller once said so persuasively, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved.
Now 5 torches representing scholarship, leadership, service, citizenship, and character have been lit. Each has its own place in the life of a student, but each light is small and flickering by itself. It needs the assistance of the others to give the full, rich flame. In a moment, we will be reading the names of those seventh grade students who have exemplified these 5 qualities and who are therefore worthy of being inducted to the National Junior Honor Society. All 7th grade National Junior Honor Society inductees, please rise. Okay, you're going to repeat the pledge after me. Raise your right hand. I pledge to maintain my high scholastic standing. To hold as fundamental and worthy. An untarnished character. To endeavor intelligently and courageously. To be a leader. And to give of myself freely. In service to others. In so doing, I shall prove myself worthy of the place. At the National Junior Honor Society. Congratulations, you're now part of the National Junior Honor Society. Dr. Dindor, it gives me great pleasure to present these candidates to you as meeting the requirements for admission to the National Junior Honor Society. At this time, National Junior Honor Society candidates will come forward to receive their. We're going to have a pause in the action right here as we move this podium. All right, Christine, you're with me.
You just go where Mr. Potts tells us to go.
Chị chụp hình cho nó. Chụp hình con chị nhớ lên. Không, cái những cái video nó thì lên.
Aaliyah Adams. If I could ask if we could hold our applause until the end, that would be great. Thanks. Ayush Adhikari. Ria Agaro. Iman Ali Ahmed. Elisa An. Rashni Ahuja. Shahad Al-Qadiri. Iwan An. Arjun Aneja. Rahul Asha. Daniela Abbas. Ava Bartlett. Caitlin Bartoludi. Andre Boston. Nicholas Batts. Ryan Bechtel. Catherine Bernat. Karthik Bhargav. Amy Bippert. Brett Blitzer. Brandon Buchanan. Isaiah Baumgartner. Andrew Campbell. Lauren Tarr. Mason Casebeer. Madeline Caton. Harvey Chadha. Janice Chen. Jenny Cho. Brian Cho. Eunice Choi. Karthik Chakravarappu. Esther Chong. Kevin Chong. Morgan Chong. Matthew Palella. Reagan Kaufman. Esther Chinturi. Tanishi Dasgupta. Natalia Devanza. Grace De La Cruz. Emily Dedman. Nick DeSantis. Emma DeShaza. Callie DeRocher. Gayatri Davala. Nirja Devekar. Kayleen Doe. Joseph Anthony Doherty. Jana Dorsey. Lisa D'Souza. Haley Wong. Aaron Diamond. Christian Elias. Jojo Ellis. Akila Amani. Audrey Eng. Amanda Enga. Amit Araguntra. Jeffrey Sungun Shiri File. Nicholas Bender. Lillianne Fish. Matthew Florian. Eddie Fong. Catherine Fox. Noah Galbus Dosen. Akil Ganesan. Vivian Gow. Kalea Garland. Sarah Garza. Patrick Gosher. Nicholas Hiro Martin. Abhi Gopal. Janmeet Gural.